So what have I seen over the many years of doing this? Well, and I don't want to divulge anybody's personal story, and so I'm going to use, obviously, protecting the healthcare information of people. I'm also probably going to change some of the things around so that if they're male, maybe make them female, and change it up just a bit so that people can't say, that was me. Because the reality is I may have more than one autism story. I may have more than one addiction story, and people's stories do kind of get similar. So I have seen people with anxiety, their panic attacks go away. I've seen people with horrible obsessive compulsion disorders get better. Now, OCD is harder to treat than practically anything else. It is treatable, but a person has to be really committed, and they have to have patience for us to get the right protocol. The reality is there's 3 types of protocols that we know work, but there's no way for us to really know which one to do first. So it's kind of trial and error. By the way, this is still much better than what doctors are doing with medication, where they say, here, try this, let's see what happens, and the person has horrible side effects. Quick, get me off of that. And then they have such faith, and they'll let the doctor put them on another one, even a week later. So we're not talking that, we're just talking about like no real results. The more I do this, the more I get a hunch of what to do. So OCD, it works well. Yeah, and those people can't. They're so grateful that they're not obsessed with such difficult obsessions, like thoughts of self-harm, harming to someone else, people worrying about germs, checking locks, checking pipes, things that don't, things that burst, checking their surroundings, checking, did I run over someone in the car, with a car, just very sad things. And how does it work? Well, I think that the brain, this is very simplistic, but the brain gets stuck. And it's giving the brain an experience to learn how to get unstuck. So it's not a standalone treatment. You want to learn skills in addition to neurofeedback. The practicality is not everybody can afford 2 sessions of neurofeedback and then another talk therapy with me, so sometimes people are doing neurofeedback first, but then at home that they should be reading books or going to another therapist or to be able to practice the skills. Let's talk addiction. For addiction, it has a pretty good success rate. About 70-75% of the time people overcome their addiction. But here's the deal, it's accompanied by a 12-step program. I'm willing to work with people if they don't do a 12-step program, but to get to their goals, I say the most you're going to get is a reduction of anxiety. You're going to feel better, but you're still probably going to compulsively do whatever it is you do, whether it's drugs or spending or gambling or food or sex or work. Does it work really well when you combine the 2? Absolutely. They're some of the most happiest people I work with. And some of them have been doing 12-step prior to neurofeedback, and the neurofeedback was able to help get them unstuck. Sometimes they did not want to look at any kind of 12-step. It was like, no, they're just not interested, but the neurofeedback helped them be more open to that. And when they realized, anxiety was going down, but they weren't getting any progress in their compulsive overeating, they go to 12 steps, and then found out that if they got to highly functioning groups, wade through the non-effective groups and the people that aren't working the steps, get attached to the AA book, which is kind of the primary book for any addiction recovery, they did really quite well. Autism, I think we'll have autism be a separate category. So I'll see you in the next video.